was talking about earlier this season. We've got this little area of kudzu down here that is at the foot of the Ridgefield, and we've had that big deer from last year that I think was coming down off of the top of the hill and coming down into this bottom here. Looks like it'd be, a really good spot for a bedding area. So I'm finally coming down here and trying to get a camera put out. Hopefully not going to disturb the area too much, but just really wanted to get an idea of what was coming in here. The trick is going to be trying to figure out where to put the camera. So I'm going to have to figure out some little tree or something around here to hang it on. So I'll see what I can find. So I could probably set on the ground in pretty much any one of these open spots, and it's just a matter of figuring out a good spot where you got a good open field of vision to make a shot. You don't want to be getting in too close with these little kudzu berms here, so it'd be good to try and find some spot where you can actually get a good shot. So to looking around in that field and realized I didn't have a good enough tree anywhere, and I got all the way on to the other side of the opening there of the spot and turned around and realized that the camera had a tripod feature, so you can hook up the camera to a tripod. So I had to improvise a little bit, and my tripod had to take one for the team, so I had to drop the camera tripod right there with the camera, with the game camera, and I marked a spot with it on X, and hopefully be able to get some good pictures there. It's amazing how many trails there are all through that area, just crossing back and forth, and there's plenty of bedding in there, it looks like. So hopefully we'll get to come back here and try it out here on opening weekend of rifle season, and see what we can find. We'll see what we get on the camera.
leads to destruction. I got two idle hands that'll get me there. Three stand before me to enlighten. Well, I'd reach for the shores if I dare, and let the wind act as a savior, and let it guide like a savior should. And may the river have mercy, oh, have mercy on the drifting wood.
Today is November 23rd, and it is the opening day of rifle season here in Alabama. And I finally came back over to the ridge field. I set out a camera in that spot down there last week and went and grabbed it today. And the camera that I put out here at the ridge field has actually got several different animals really here at the end of this field, and we've had a group of like 5 or 6 does show up at all different times of the day. We've had one buck that's I think he's a 6-point showing up kind of late at night. We've had one hog, one coyote, and one fox. Happening today, but they've seen every other kind of animal you can think of. So I mean, there's a lot of activity here in the ridge field, and it's just a matter of trying to get here at the right time. But I mean, it looks like this is going to be a pretty promising spot for this season, so we get to come back here again sometime. I think that's going to do it for today, so I'm going to head back. We're going to celebrate Dad's birthday back at the house tonight and see what they got cooking tonight.
A picture I can't forget with your sparkling eyes and these fireflies. Forever in a frame. There ain't nothing on this mountain but lightning bolts and rain. Never thought the view from here get any better, but you're dancing around fire like you control the weather. Then up here in the clouds, there's a storm on the way. There ain't nothing on this mountain but lightning bolts and rain. There's a special place nobody knows, way up on the hill, and we'll sit out on the porch just growing old, giving all the stars new names. There ain't nothing on this mountain but lightning bolts and rain. Lightning bolts and rain. Woo.
Really hoping she'll wander off. Trying to get to the tripod behind her. That's what sucks. Nope, she's still there. Made it. Fortunately, that doe ran off, and so I think she should be down in this bottom over here. So hopefully I haven't disturbed things too much. But this is a really nice stand. The hog trap set up over here because they've actually had a couple of sightings of a few hogs that have been coming through this area, and They used to have hogs here real bad, but they really haven't seen very many hogs in the last few years, because they finally they moved off. And just a few months ago, they finally had this hog show up on their trail cameras. So they finally got their hog trap back out. So they've got it set up over here at the top of the ridge field, and we've actually seen the hog showing up on camera right over here by the salt hole. Like I say, they've had all kinds of things show up on camera at this specific location, which is part of the reason why I wanted to sit here at the tripod. It's a really nice setup here, because you got up here at the top of the hill, there's this big cornfield, and then down at the bottom you got the winter ryegrass, and they've really cleared off a lot of the area here, because it used to be nothing but kudzu all up and down this hill, and they really fixed it up nice, and there's a pretty good amount of activity showing up over here. So I'm hoping we'll see something a little bit closer to dark. I could have filmed it when she came back up here, but that was the funniest thing. It was as if she just knew that it was time for her to get out of the field and head back where she came from. And there were about 10 doves and a couple of red birds out here feeding, and she saw them, they all took off, then she went back into the woods. It really wasn't like she spooked or anything. She just felt like she needed to get out of the field, I guess. Came back up here exactly where she came out, at the top of the hill. Well, what a day. Well, it's a pretty good way to start out the season. So, been a long time since I've had deer come that close to the stand like that. But that was pretty cool. I don't think those does were but maybe 10 or 15 yards away at the most. And then that raccoon, I thought he was going to climb up in the stand with me. He got so close. But that's one thing I always like to be able to do, is to at least have one deer out there in the field like that, so that you can be able to see if there is another deer that looks like it's coming out. Because that one in your field, I mean, they're always going to be alert, and they're going to be checking every direction. So if they hear a sound, you should be able to figure out if there's something else coming out. So it's always good to have at least one deer in the field, and it kind of, I mean, it restricts your movement a little bit when they get that close like that, but it definitely helps to have something out there in the field and let you know if something else is coming out. So I think that's going to do it for today, and we're going to try and get everything set up for Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow, and probably be back down here, get back to the woods tomorrow afternoon, after everybody settles down from their turkey coma tomorrow. So should be fun, and we should have a pretty good time. So we'll see what happens next time. We got a lot of good activity out there, I think. It's just gonna be a matter of trying to get out there at the right time. So we'll see what we can do next time.